What is up, everyone? Welcome to Reality Room Podcast with Paul,
and Miranda.
bringing you the latest on episode 8 of Big Brother 21. Okay, guys, so we just came off of a veto ceremony where Sam did not use the veto to save Kemi or Jess, despite there being some signs that he kind of wanted Kemi to stay that week. He felt that it was in his best interest not to use the veto, not to stir the pot, not to stir the pot, and not to make a target out of himself. So then we start off this episode with some pretty big bombshells. A gamer junior in the chat says, "Oh my, Kemi about to fight Bella." I know, it's going to be exciting. I can't wait to get on the feeds right after that. I can't wait to get on the feeds right after this. Anyway, Miranda, so we have cliff notes that just got revealed in the episode, and we have Christy listening in. What are your thoughts? Do you think Cliff should have played it more safe? Do you think he's being...
Well, he definitely didn't play it safe by, talking so loud in the lounge room, but so that wasn't playing it safe, but I'm glad he didn't say like too many bad things about Christy other than like pairing her up with Tommy, because that would have been like worse. But he did just expose him and Nicole's whole game. So there's that. But then again, he's talking about an alliance with someone on the bottom and someone who's been evicted. So like how much weight does that really have? Like what are the two of them really gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, even Christy says it's kind of lame.
Yeah, it is kind of lame. It's not really juicy. It's not really the dirt we wanted, but like coming from Cliff, he doesn't really like. There's not a lot to be.
And the alliance thing that they come up with, and they had that conversation a little bit before. They call it the Fellowship of the Zing, which is a reference to Lord of the Rings, which I have not watched, but I have a lot of friends who have, so they would probably appreciate that a little more than I do. A gamer junior in the chat says on the live feed, the first Blake blow up on the feeds like they were so close to each other. Sam in the middle. Yep. It's crazy. I can't wait to watch right after that. Oh man, Kemi calling out. I mean, we all knew that she would call her out. She said she would, right?
Yeah, she said she would, and I'm so glad she did.
It's a Fellowship of the Zing. Do you think? Well, obviously they can't do anything at this point. But do you think if Cliff didn't say anything, that they could have even done anything like relevant?
If Cliff didn't say anything in the room?
Yeah, if Cliff didn't say anything in the room.
No, I don't. I really don't think it really had that much of a difference.
Yeah, I don't see them doing anything like winning an HOH. It's going to be very, very rare for them unless they make it really, really far in the game. So yeah, Christy reveals that everything Cliff said to her alliance. She says that Cliff is on to her and Tommy, which they are a duo, so he is right about that. Like, perception, it's pretty good. So at least Cliff knows what's going on in the game right now. And then we have a little showmance.
But yeah, that's probably the only thing that he really revealed, is that he has more intel on the game than people think that he does. So that's that first game. But what was that?
Perception is key.
Perception is key.
Perception is key. Yeah. And he has perception, and so does David too. So we have people that have their eyes open in the house, and maybe some people talk about it more than others. So we know Cliff is one of those people, I guess, at this point. And he was even doing his Cliff Notes thing like this morning, and Jackson was listening in. Like, come on, Cliff. It's going to be happening for like the next 4 weeks.
He makes for the feeders, the sacrifices he makes. Without even knowing it, I don't even think it's a sacrifice if he's not aware.
That's true. It's not a sacrifice. He just thinks he's talking to us and his family. Poor guy. All right, so we have the inevitable showmance montage. Sort of. It's a little less than usual, which I'm pretty happy about. Gamer Junior in the chat said,
was that shown? Because, like, full disclosure, I took a nap for the first 10 minutes, so
you missed the worst part.
You speak on that, but
yeah, you missed Nick and Bella like snuggling and shit, and you miss Jack and Annalise like making out. Basically, that's what you missed. And Nick was like knocking on their door in the episode, like, and he's like listening, and he's like, "Damn it, is Jack asleep? I want to wish him a happy birthday."
I do remember that on the feeds.
Yeah. Let's see what Gamer Junior in the chat's saying. He's saying a lot. Okay, oh, so close. Yeah, but I thought it'd be a different call out. Like, all she did was ruin her chances of a house flip. What hurt him was that Christy lied and told Jack he was coming after the couples, which he did not say. Now Jax wants him out. Yeah, he didn't say he was going after the couples, but honestly, if you want HOH, like, what else would he have done? Like, come on.
Right.
It's like, hey, I see duos roaming in the house, and he thinks they're all working together. Obviously, he's gonna target them. Like, Christy's not.
It's been easily implied by anyone, so she's not really lying.
Yeah, Christy's not wrong to assume. Like, she kind of inflates it a lot, probably. But I think her initial inclination of him going after them, if he was to have won an HOH, is not wrong. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section below. I'm sure many of you disagree. So then we have Nicole and Kemi talk about Bella, and they say, "Hey, she's playing both sides. Kind of sketchy." Dun, 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 dun.
They talk about that how she's the one that gave up the Black Widow Alliance. Nicole tells Kemi that, and how she's the one who started it, and just all that.
And then Kemi takes that information and runs right to Jackson.
Absolutely, right afterward.
Yeah, right afterward, and she's like, "Hey, look, Jackson, some shit you gotta know about Bella. She's playing both sides of the house because she actually started the Black Widow Alliance, and she told me about a final 3 that you made on day 2, which is legit. It was in the episode."
Now, was that just a guess of hers, or was that something that Bella actually mentioned?
Bella actually mentioned that.
Okay. I couldn't really tell if that was just something that Kemi threw out there, but it would have been a good guess.
Yeah, it certainly would have been, and because it is right. They did have a final 3 on day 2, and that was really the precursor to the initial 6 forming, and then eventually the 8. Mm-hmm. So it's relatively interesting. So yeah, so Kemi tells Jackson this, and Jackson's like, "What?"
Jackson now says that he's 50-50 on the vote. He's like, "Yeah, well, honestly, like earlier today, it was an absolute no from me, but now I'm a little more 50-50.
Yeah, I think Jackson's actually serious about that, because he flat out tells her, "I was gonna vote you out."
Yeah, I don't think he was lying in that conversation. I think he was actually considering it, and then of course he did vote her.
Jackson's not yeah, Jackson actually voted to save Kemi. So his vote did flip based on the conversation. Not really.
No, but based off of Kemi's eviction speech and how she like completely targeted Nick and Bella, I'm not really doing the math in my head right now. So they wouldn't have had the votes. Like even if the people who said that they were going to vote out Jessica,
right?
Like, because then Bella wouldn't have voted for her.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, Kemi would not have called out Bella and Nick if they were voting to keep her, like you said. So right. Yeah, I guess we'll
actually flipped.
Yeah, I was making the point. I was making the point to her earlier about, hey, I did tweet about it, how they had 5 votes to keep Kemi, but they ended up not getting a 6th person, so they all voted out Kemi. But I said that Jackson would have been the 6th vote, but I guess not, because she fucking called them out.
Yeah.
Called them the hell out.
Yeah.
Oh man. And Jackson's trying to start chaos, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
But then again, you're right. She wouldn't have called them out if she had their votes.
Yeah, exactly. Because Sam would have said, "Hey, look, here are your votes." And Sam would have broke everything down for her, because Sam knows what he's doing. So yeah, Jackson doesn't trust Bella anymore, and Jackson goes to talk to Jack about it, and he's like, "Hey, look, here's everything that happened today. We have Bella playing both sides, and we have Cliff targeting the couples.
Mhm.
Now looking good for Grateful right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's looking fine for Grateful because the people that the people that could potentially target them aren't winning HOHs.
Yeah, it's true. Until possibly this week, but we'll see. I don't know what
Possibly.
Nick's gonna do.
I'm not really sure right now.
I think Kemi calling them out is really not the best thing. But Kemi also has info that Grateful is targeting them now.
Yeah.
Because they kind of are. So, it's just something to think about. I know if Holly was to win HOH, for instance, like she wouldn't, because I think she was going to throw it no matter what. But like if she was to win HOH, I think she would have targeted Nick and Bella.
Yeah, but you had a flat 0.
And she got a flat 0. her and Kat. Beautiful. Incredible job. I say incredible job too much. All right. Anyway, so
no, I think absolutely had Nick or Bella not won, they would have been in trouble this week. Like that would have been a thing. And also Jackson's hinky vote might come into play depending on how he decides to play it off. It's probably going to get pinned on like Nicole.
Yeah, but I don't know why it would get pinned on Nicole. Like it's like Nicole's just gonna say I didn't do it. like there's no reason for her to do a hinky vote, and people are gonna realize that right away.
Right, and they will, but like who else?
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. Could be it. Like they could just assume it's someone from the main alliance. It'd be like
hopefully they think it's someone from Grateful.
Jackson's gonna say if Jackson doesn't tell his alliance members that it's him, then people will assume it's someone in Grateful. But if Jackson does tell his alliance members, then they will all pin it on someone else together. So it depends how Jackson plays it off, like you said, how he plays it off. But okay, so Bella tells Sam about Grateful. That was like a hell of a conversation. I was watching that on feeds, and then fucking Ovi walks in, and then they go into the bathroom a few minutes later, and she's like, "Hey, the name is Grateful.
Grateful, you're the 9.
Grenindeful."
Wow, so that's really not a smart move for someone who wants to side more with that alliance. Like,
yeah, like
just another fine example of Bella sharing information that she didn't have to, shouldn't have. I don't really see how it benefits her game at all.
Doesn't benefit her, but you know who it does benefit? Sam!
Sam!
Woo! Benefit Sam! Grateful's going down, baby!
I'm so shocked at this information!
Talk to Nick about going after Jackson! Do it! And Sam is not a happy camper. He's like, damn, man, I thought I was kind of with them, and now I'm not even in the alliance, so obviously I'm going to have to be going after them from now on. So he wants to save Kemi. So he talks to the rest of the house, and he garners up at least 5 votes. And then he's like, well, I can't do the rest without Jack, because the rest of them are basically an alliance minus Kat, who is best friends with Jackson and Holly. So, only so much, only so much you can put in Kat's head. So he talks to Jack, and he's like, "Hey, man."
My favorite conversation. Well, this right now is my favorite conversation.
Go ahead, talk about it.
Yeah. So, Jack just right off the bat lets it slips out. Hey, we need to do what's best for Grateful. Oh, I mean the 9.
And you can see Sam's face. He's like rolling his eyes. He's like, you can tell how awkward it is because he fucking knows the alliance name at that point, because Bella flat out tells him, and he's like, oh, okay. So fucking
but he's just playing dumb. He's like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna help out an alliance that I'm not even part of.
But yeah, regardless, he asks if it's better to go after Jess or Kenny.
And he does make a good point, because he's like, Jack, Kemi's only going after you, but Jess is going after all the guys. And last I checked, he's a guy, Yeah. So he's in danger if Jess stays. And Jack's like, well, we just have to do. Yeah, that's what he says. What's best for Grateful. So stupid.
It's best for Grateful, Sam.
Yeah, and then Grateful end up deciding to vote out Kemi. But then we have the vote, ends up being 10-1, Jackson being that hinky vote. Kemi is evicted from the house. And then we have a very, very interesting HOH comp. Throwing darts at a large target. It was fun, actually. I enjoyed watching that.
It was a large target, but many still managed to miss.
Many still managed to miss. Poor souls. They did their best, or not, maybe they didn't. I think Jess tried to go for the $5,000.
Oh, yeah, it looked like that.
I would have just went for safety, but you know what? Whatever. What do I know? I'm just...
Whatever your motives are, girl. Like, she's probably like, fuck it, I'm getting evicted soon anyway. Might as well leave with a little extra pocket change.
Once I saw Nick get the 90, I would have been like, well, screw this. I'm just going to go for the fucking...
Exactly.
I would have went for safety.
Hard. Yeah, I would have too, but those looked really hard to reach. I don't know how I would have chanced that, but hey.
Well, it's either chance that or lose.
Or lose.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, you either go for the center, the top left, or the top right. Like, either way, they're both relatively the same size. Actually, I think the middle's even smaller.
Dice game, right, left, center.
Yeah, that's right. I haven't played that. Okay. Not a sponsor, guys.
I think that's just something I do with my grandma.
I play that with my grandparents like once or twice, and my parents. Fun game. But anyway, yeah. So Nick gets 90 and wins HOH. Good on him. I think it was first. Annalise had 50, which was pretty good. Christy got 65. And then Nick got 90. Sam got...
Jackass got 70. Bella got 75.
Yeah. So, everyone did pretty decently well, except the people who didn't. Beautiful line by Paul. Everyone did good, except those who didn't do good. And so...
Unless you failed.
Yeah. And then we have a Nick HOH, and then Julie asked everyone some questions. Like, hey, Kemi, how do you feel about getting evicted? Is what it is. How is it? Yeah, you can tell she didn't really know what to say. She's like, oh, shit, fuck. I gotta tell you, Julie didn't think we'd get this far. Then they asked Tommy the obligatory Tommy quote at the end of the episode.
Of course we have to end with a Tommy quote.
And Tommy says they're all coming down to Staten Island, baby. We're going down to Staten Island. I'm going to go over to the Bracco house.
Another irrelevant Tommy quoted that.
Yeah. Whoa, it's not irrelevant. I am
not to you.
I went to high school with his brother. I could force my way into that house. I don't think he's in New York, the brother, right now though, so probably wouldn't work out. But still, I have a closer in than most people do. I haven't talked to that kid in like 8 years though, so.
Hey, dude, what's up? They'll probably think you're trying to get him in on a pyramid scheme. Hey, girl, haven't seen you in a while.
Hey, bro. Remember English class?
Want to buy a body wrap?
You need to try this new shake. Really, really good. All right. Anyway, so yeah, we don't know what a Nick HOH is going to bring. Like he could, if Sam has a proper conversation with him, he could very well go after someone from Grateful. But so Sam's going to be pushing that, and Grateful's going to be pushing the opposite. So we'll see what happens. I'm curious to see what Bella wants to do, because Bella's going to have a huge say this week.
She's going to have a huge weight on this, and I don't know if it's looking bad for Nicole and Cliff, or wait, that's who we told Nicole and Jess. Sorry,
Cliff and Jess, and then Nicole as a backup target.
Yeah,
but that's what it was. That's what he said to Jackson. So who knows?
Yeah,
I really don't know.
Why would you blindside someone before you nominate them? That's kind of.
I mean, that's what you always do. You're not allowed to tell someone.
Really? Because.
Oh, hell yeah. Rattle their skin, baby. Do it.
Rattle their skin. That gives them less time to campaign too. So
Also true. Yeah, great. Yeah, good point.
yeah.
I'm like 12 less hours. Yeah, I want to see what Nick thinks. Like, I want to see what Nick thinks on his own, what Bella thinks on her own, and what Sam's gonna say to twist things around a little bit. So, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's get to those feeds.
Yeah, let's get to those feeds. So this has been our episode 8 recap. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, well, do it anyway because you got this far. Miranda, last words?
Yeah, if you didn't, nothing will happen.
But if you do, you'll get to watch us every day. Or almost every day for at least until like September. All right, until next time, guys. Peace.